Fantastic.
Right, let's get started with some mobility. As per usual, wake up the spine. I want you to come to your mat, Trinny. Let's start off lying down today. We're going to start off lying down, lying on your back.
I might never get up, yeah.
I want you to reach your arms above your head and outstretch your body so you're nice and long on the ground. Take in 3 deep breaths. And then exhale through the mouth, reaching those fingertips away from you, reaching those toes away from you. And again, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. One more time, deep breath in, have a nice big stretch. And exhale. And I want you to bring your arms down, bring the knees into your chest, give them a hug and rock from side to side. And just close your eyes for a moment so you can really relax, let your head relax. Good, and really get the imagery in your mind that your spine is sort of beginning to relax, your muscles are maybe getting a little massage on the mat around your spine. And I want you to lengthen your left leg long on the ground. So that left leg is going to lengthen out on the ground. Perfect. And I want you to hug your right knee into your chest. Good. So you're getting a little bit of a stretch through the front of that left leg. And then you're going to pull that right leg over to the left. So you come into a little rotation. So that right leg is going to be lower to the left. And I want you to look to your right, outstretch your right arm. So you're coming into a rotation. Perfect, Trinny. Really pressing that knee down. And you're just going to hold this. Fill the stomach. You want to let the belly rise as you inhale. And as you exhale, just let everything melt into the mat. So you're feeling that spine start to mobilize, the chest start to stretch out. Good. And holding for another 3, 2, and 1. You're going to come back to the center and come into a figure 4 stretch. I want you to cross that right ankle over your left knee. So the ankle crosses over your left knee. Now pull your hands through that triangle and pull that left leg towards you. Good. So you begin to stretch out the muscles around the hips. Perfect. You need to hold here for a few breaths. So we're easing into the workout today. Good. Take in another deep breath in. As you exhale, pull the leg towards you a little bit more. Good. Holding for 5. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and release. You're going to lengthen out that the legs. You're going to switch and do the same on the opposite side now. So that right leg is long on the ground. And you're going to draw the left knee in towards your torso. And take in some deep breaths. Perfect. Really pressing the shoulder down so you're feeling that stretch through the chest. Good. Holding for another 3, 2, and 1. You're going to come back to the center and cross that right ankle over your left knee. Sorry, your left ankle over your right knee. And then pull your hands through that triangle just to deepen that stretch. And if you're quite tired, often your muscles reflect that. They feel a little bit tight. So it's nice if you are feeling really tired and a bit achy, just to very gently wake up the body. And before you know it, you'll start to feel a lot more energized and relaxed, and those muscles will feel a little looser. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. You're going to uncross the legs. Good. Place your heels flat down on the ground and bring them to about 10 centimeters apart. So that's hip distance. Turn the toes up to the sky so you're balancing on your heels. And place your hands flat down on the mat. I want you to push your heels into the ground and feel the sensation that are drawing towards your butt. Then you're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift into your glute bridge. Good. And then roll back down from your shoulders to your tailbone. And I want you to really exaggerate the articulation through the spine. So you are really working on getting in that mobility. Good. Going for another 3, 2. And last one, I want you to lift and hold. Good, you need to lift and hold those hips up in the air. We're going to come into little marches. I want you to lift your right foot just a couple of inches away from the ground and then place the foot back down. Then you're going to switch to the other side. Now it's really important here that you keep your hips as stable as possible. So you want to keep your pelvis neutral. You're going to switch on those abdominals. You're going to switch on those butt muscles a lot, and you're going to switch on the hamstrings. Going for 4, 3, 2, and last one. You're going to roll all the way down, bring the knees into the chest again, give them a hug, and rock from side to side. Okay, I want you to place your feet flat down on the ground. We're going to fire up the top of the abdominals. Interlink your fingers behind your head, or just rest your head in your hands. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, chin down, lift your chest. So you're engaging those tummy muscles, and then relax your head back down again. By firing up those abdominals, they're going to be working more efficiently for the rest of the exercise. It's like any muscle activation. I always like to fire up those core muscles because you want them to be really working with you and for you when you're doing any other exercise at all, even if it's a squat. Going for another 3. Good. 2. Last one, lift and hold. 10 little pulses up with that chest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep lifting. Good. 3, 2, 1. Rest for a second. And now you're going to work on those lower abdominals. I want you to keep your hips tucked in. Lower back on the mat. You shouldn't be able to get your hand underneath that lower back. One at a time, I want you to float your legs into a tabletop position. So you're lifting them up, that's it, perfect. Toe taps, I want you to tap your right foot down on the in-breath, exhale, lift. Now it's really important here that lower back stays down. And this one is one of the most basic exercises you can do for the lower abdominals. If you do struggle to keep your lower back down in some ab exercises, or your back is what's fatiguing when you're doing a plank, you want to start by really strengthening the lower abdominals. Because if they're weak, your hips hinge back, you create that arch in the lower back. Your hip flexors get overworked and short. So you want to tuck in, work on those lower abdominals. And it also gives you the appearance of a flatter stomach, which is a nice bonus. Perfect, Trinny. I want you to go for another 4, 3, 2. One more. Lift and hold those legs in tabletop. You're going to do double toe taps now. So I want you to tap both feet down at the same time. Unit, inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Good. Now this is a lot harder, but Trinny has got really strong lower abdominals. All her years of Pilates have paid off. That's it. Deep breath in, lower, exhale, lift. Going for another 3, 2, and last one. Good. And I want you to give those knees a hug, rock from side to side. Okay, Trinny, you're going to turn over, come into your cat dog stretch. I want you to place your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and just have a nice flex and extend of the spine. Really scooping that stomach, lifting that upper mid-back, fill the space between those shoulder blades. Stretch out as much as you can. Good. And pulling those shoulders down the back, open the chest, feel the neck starts to lengthen out a little bit. Perfect. Going for another 3. Good. 2. And last one, you're going to flex, come to neutral. I want you to hover those knees in the air, hips tucked in, upper mid-back lifted, and extend one leg, then the other leg, so you end up in a high plank position. You're going to engage the glutes, make sure they're nice and switched on, and you're holding this high plank just for 10 seconds. So we're gently firing up the triceps, the shoulders, continue to fire up those abdominals, but this time in a more full body functional movement or exercise hold, and your quads gently fire up as well. 2, 1. Walk your hands towards your feet, keeping your legs as straight as possible. Good. Come up onto your feet, and I want you to have a nice big stretch. Nice big stretch. Clasp those hands together, reach them up to the sky. Tuck the hips in, then you're going to lean to the left. Feel a stretch through the side of the body. And then roll all the way around. So you end up leaning to the right. Really big stretch. Roll all the way around. Then I just want you to shake off your shoulders, shake your wrists, shake your head a little bit. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, slowly stack up one vertebra at a time. And I think we're going to add in a little bit of energy now, just very gently. I want you to come into that exercise that you started the other day. You're going to lift your knee, arms come down. So you lift a knee as your arms come down. Starts to raise the heart rate, starts to work the entire body. Start to feel those abs switch on a little bit. And you're going to get more oxygen in, which is going to wake you up. Perfect, Trinny. So you're lifting that knee. It's like a crunch. When your arms come down, you feel that stomach work. Good. Now we're going to add in a little rotation. You're going to rotate to one side as you lift. So you rotate that upper body a little bit. Start to bring in some thoracic rotation. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Good. Going for another 10 seconds. Nice. You lift. Lift, going for 4, for 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, are you feeling a little warmer now, Trinny?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Good, okay. Right, you're going to start off with a wall squat. So I actually want you to hold it. I wonder if you can hold it actually against the window there, against the door.
Yeah.
So wall squat just for 45 seconds.
What
so
do I do?
Back is against the wall. Feet. It's like, you know, your ski squat.
Oh, I see my ski squat. Yeah.
So you're holding this for 45 seconds. It's really going to get those quadriceps working. And I want you to punch your arms forwards at the same time. So you're going to punch the arms forwards, hips tucked in. And that's going to take your mind off the squat a little bit. It's a nice distraction tactic, but also gets that upper body working. You're going to feel the shoulders work, the back work a little bit with the punches. So you rotate as you punch. So you're going to rotate that shoulder in as you punch. Nice. Good. And you start to raise the heart rate a little bit, but that lower body is holding isometrically. You have 20 seconds to go. Good. Now with this, you want to try and maintain a 90-degree angle at the hip and the knee. And this one is generally quite safe for the knees because you're not getting that up and down movement. There's not so much pressure on the joints. 3, 2, 1, and stop. You're going to stand up, shake it off for a second, and then you come down to your mat. We're going to do an exercise that is a plank exercise but with a little rotation. So your hands are down on the mat in a high plank. You're going to bring your left knee and your left foot towards your left elbow, then your right foot. So you end up in a sort of rotated crouch position. So you're up, so your knees are bent. You can't quite see me, I don't think. Sit. So I want you to bring your feet towards your left elbow. Then you step back to the center. Then your feet come towards your right elbow. Then step back to the center. So it's kind of like a mountain climber, but you end up in sort of a bear crawl position. So your knees are bent. So we can continue doing this. Right, you've got to remember.
Natalie.
I know, it's because my camera, I can't seem to lower my camera. So your hands are down.
Yeah.
You're going to bring your knees up to your left elbow. Both knees end up by your left elbow. That's it. And then you lengthen out the legs again. And then you bring them to the right elbow, step back. Perfect, Trinny. You've got it.
But am I doing it in two, like I'm stepping forward?
Absolutely. So one foot lifts and the other. Then you step back to the center. Then you switch to the other side. So you get a small rotation in. There we go. Got it. Perfect. You're here for another 10 seconds. And then you have a glute bridge. Good. Step back. Perfect. Nice. Keep those hips down a little bit. Last 2. Good. One more. Step back and stop. You're going to come to your mat. Lie down on your back. And I want you to have your heels together, your toes apart. So your feet are in a V shape, toes turned up to the sky. Your knees are naturally going to fall apart a little bit. That's it. So your knees come apart as well. Tuck your hips in, lift up into your glute bridge from there. And then roll back down. And lift. Good. Roll back down. Make sure you're balancing on your heels, Trinny, so your toes are in the air. Then I want you to lift and hold your next one. Extend your right leg up to the sky. So right leg extends up. Now you're going to bend that right knee. The foot comes to the left knee and then lift back up again. That's it. So you're going to pulse on that left side. So you lower the foot and then lift. Lower, lift. Good. Really squeezing that left glute, that left buttock. Going for another 5. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lift and hold. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down for a second to reset. Good. And then you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Heels together, toes apart, knees apart. Tuck in and lift. Extend your left leg now. Then you bend that left knee. The heel comes to your right knee and then extend all the way up. Inhale, lower the hips halfway and then exhale, lift up all the way. Good, fantastic. You really want to keep the hips nice and level here. 5 to go. Perfect, Trinny. You should feel those obliques switch on as well, the sides of the stomach. Good, going for another 2. Perfect. Lift and hold your next one. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest.
I don't feel that in my bottom. I feel it on my knee, and I feel its uncomfortableness, and I don't feel its benefit.
Okay, so that just means that we need to elevate your feet, and then you're going to target your glutes a little more.
Okay.
So you can do that.
My glutes.
Sorry, you didn't feel it at all.
No.
Okay, so maybe just that lateral rotation. I mean, it's putting just because it's supposed to really target the glutes. Maybe you're not activating them as you should because your feet are too low. If you elevate your feet, you get a little bit more glute activation. So normally we do this on the bench, for example, with your heels on the bench, or step. And then you'll get a little bit more glute activation.
I just feel the position is too uncomfortable. We'll just, anyway, let's go to the next one.
Okay, so you're going back to your ski squat now. So you're going to come up onto your feet. 45-second ski squat with the punches. So we'll just modify that next glute bridge training. There is always a solution. We'll make it more comfortable for you next time.
Well, just, I don't feel the benefit, that's all. So it's like I don't get it when I don't.
Okay.
So I just...
Right, so sinking down a little bit, 90-degree angle at the hip and the knee, and you're going for those punches. Getting in a small rotation so you feel the size of the stomach working, and it's 45 seconds of work. Trinny, if your knees do hurt, take rest. You can come out of this squat and rest for a couple of seconds. Otherwise, you stick to it for the whole 45 seconds. Just work with what you can do. Every day is different. You don't feel like you have the same energy every single day. So work with what you feel good with. You've got 20 seconds. Sit nice deep breaths. Perfect. Reaching across. You punch, punch. Good. Going for another 10 seconds. So if you need to stand up for a second, you absolutely can. You've got 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, come up onto your feet. You're going to come into that plank variation now with your hands down on the mat. and you step to the side. So you work the sides of the stomach. So hands down on the mat. You're going to bring your feet towards your left elbow, then step back to the center. Rotate, bring your feet to your right elbow, step back to the center.
So I'm doing them one by one.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm doing 1, 2, 1,
yes.
2.
Perfect. Trinny, how is this on the knees?
It's all right. It's not my favorite thing. All of these
okay, so I don't want you to put any pressure on your knees at all. So if you come into a high plank and hold it, hold the high plank, and then you can come into little toe taps, bringing one foot out to the side, then back to the center, then the other foot out to the side, back to the center, keeping the legs straight. Because I think with you, it's often the flexion and extension, the bend and extend of your knees that gives you a little bit of trouble. Lift that upper mid back a little more. Try to keep the hips nice and still. Really squeeze your butt with this exercise. You've got another 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, come to your mat. We're going to work the backs of those legs. If you need, you can turn around and place your heels on the little step. Just elevating them slightly might be more comfortable. Or you keep the feet parallel, turn the toes up, and we'll just do a couple of double leg glute bridges. So you're going to tuck your hips in, lift up, and roll back down. Good. And really feel that you're pulling your heels towards your hips. So you're like as if you're dragging them back. You're not actually going to, but you're going to get a little more activation as soon as you do that. Good. And if you are feeling this, if anyone at home is feeling it in their lower back, focus on really tucking in so you're not arching that lower back, you're bringing the pelvis towards the belly button, and you don't have to lift up all the way, you can just lift up halfway. Going for another 3. Good. 2. How are your knees now?
Okay.
Good. 1 more. Lift and hold. Little pulses up. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll all the way down. I want you to give the knees a big hug. Rock from side to side. You're going to rest for a couple of seconds there. That's it. Fantastic. And then we're going to I want you to have a sip of water, have a rest for 30 seconds. Then we're going to come into your next round of exercises. So if you need to grab a drink now. We're going to come into Clam Shells for the next exercise, and side lying leg series, which is a Pilates exercise. So I want you to lie on your side. Good. So if you're lying on your left side, you're going to lift your right knee. Your hips are stacked, you lift your right knee, but keep the toes connected for this one. And then lower the knee. You lift and lower, just working on that out rotation of the hip. You're not going to be pulled back as you lift the knee. It might be a tiny movement, that depends on your individual hip mobility, so how much rotation you can get in the hip. Good, and this is an exhale to lift and an inhale to lower. Good. Drawing the belly button in a little bit. Perfect. Going for another 3. Go for 2. Lift and hold your next one. Now lift that foot as well, so your knee and the bottom foot stays down on the mat. For now, just lifting that top foot, so the knee, and that's it. Now inwardly rotate, outwardly rotate, 10 times. Good. Inhale as you inwardly rotate, exhale as you outwardly rotate. You've got 8. Perfect. 7. Nice. You should start to feel that glute medius, that hip stabilizer switch on a little bit more now.
Feeling it.
Good. Last 2. Lift and hold. I want you to extend that leg out straight now. Extend it out straight. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. You're going to bend that knee, lie on your back, just come into a quick stretch, a quick figure 4 stretch. So you're going to cross the leg that you just worked. If you were working that right glute, I'm going to cross that right ankle over your left knee and hold a stretch for a couple of seconds. And that's a really nice low impact exercise that everyone should do, really, and most people can do. You know, unless you've had a serious injury, most people should be able to do that exercise. Okay, lying on your other side now. So lying on that right side, you're going to work the left glute. Knees are stacked and bent. You're just lifting the top knee. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Perfect.
Is it better to be sitting up a bit or lying down for this?
You're lying down for this, so you just support your head in your hand. If you've got a pillow or something or a yoga block, you can put your head on the block. You don't want to be collapsing, so you want to have your head supported. Lift and hold your next one, Trinny. I want you to lift that right foot. That's it. And now inwardly rotate, outwardly rotate 10 times. Inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, lift. Good. Perfect. That's it. Halfway. So really important to work those hip stabilizers. They're supporting your whole upper body essentially and helping you walk, helps your gait. Walk. Lift and hold your next one. That's it. Extend your right leg. 10 little pulses up. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Lie on your back. You're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee this time, just to stretch out. Good. Nice deep breaths. Excellent. And then we're going to come into a little bit of abdominal work from there. So I want you to uncross that leg. You're going to actually just come onto your side for a second so you can push yourself up. You're going to sit up and I want you to rest back on your forearms. So as if you're leaning back and your chest is nice and open. Then hips tucked in so you feel the lower abdominals switch on. So you're sat down, Trinny, so you're the other way around facing up. And then you sort of lean back on your forearms. That's it, so your elbows are down on the ground, shoulders are set back, hips tucked in. One at a time, bring your legs into tabletop. From there, you're going to extend your left leg out to the side a little bit. Just outside, then back to the center to tabletop. Then extend your right leg, back to the center, left leg, center. So your leg is coming out to the side, you're outwardly rotating. So we're adding in a little bit of hip mobility here as well. And you're getting those abdominals working. If you want the more advanced version, you can extend both legs and then abduct one leg and then the other leg. So one leg comes out to the side and the other leg comes out to the side, but both legs are straight. And that one is more difficult because your lever is longer, your leg carry is obviously quite heavy. And if it's further away from your body, you're going to be holding.
We might make this 45 minutes, because my battery's really low.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry, darling, I've just seen.
Finish this exercise and then we can stretch.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Right. So nice low impact. Coming up onto those elbows again, Trinny, forearms down, legs in tabletop. That's it. 4 to go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, and to lie down, give those knees a hug, rock from side to side. Nice deep breaths. Good. Just massage that spine. And we're going to come into a lying hamstring stretch. I want you to lengthen out your left leg on the ground and take hold of the back of your right thigh. So you're holding the back of the leg, Trinny, the thigh. That's it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, extend, flex the foot. Inhale, bend. Good. That's it. Perfect. Going for another 3, 2, One more, extend and hold. Extend and hold, good. See if you can pull that leg towards you a little bit more. Holding for 5. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and switch to the other side. Good. Bending and extending. If you flex the foot, you'll feel they stretch more in your calf muscles. If you keep the foot sort of soft or toes slightly pointed, you're going to feel this more in your hamstrings. And if you can't completely straighten your leg, don't worry. And if that's still really hard, then you can bend the leg that is on the ground. You can have that leg bent with your foot down on the ground. You're going to hold your next one, Trinny. Good. Holding for another 3. And place that leg down. Bring your arms into that 90-degree angle. So your palms are turned up. Good. Bend both of your legs. Have your feet flat down on the ground. And cross your right leg all the way over your left leg so your legs are touching. And then lower your legs to the left. Look to your right.
Lower the legs to the right.
So the leg that is on top, so you lower in the opposite direction.
The leg that's on top, you lower in the opposite direction.
Sorry. So if your right leg is on top of your left leg, you're going to lower your legs to the left. So it's right to left and then left to right. Good. Perfect. And then you want to keep pressing your shoulders down towards the ground. Feel that your chest is opening up. Good, nice deep breaths. Okay, and then come back to the center on your next out breath. Good, cross that left leg over your right leg and lower your legs to the right. Good, keeping those arms down. So is your left shoulder quite tight today, Trinny?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little tight. Try and relax into that stretch. Actively press the shoulder down. Good, taking a couple of deep breaths there. Nice. Holding for another 3, 2. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Bring yourself back to the center. Good, uncross those legs. Give the knees a big hug. Rock from side to side. Then you're going to turn onto your side to push yourself up. Good, and then facing me, you're going to come into that all fours position. So your hands are under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and I want you to extend your right leg out. So you extend your right leg out to the side. So we did this one the other day. So the foot is on the ground, and then I want you to reach your right arm underneath your left arm. So you feel a stretch through the inner thighs and your hips open up a little bit. And then exhale, you reach that right arm to the sky. Inhale, rotate, reach under that left arm. And exhale, reach up to the sky, open the chest.
I love this exercise.
Sorry?
I like the stretch, it's great.
Yeah, it hits a lot of things in one go.
Yeah.
And last one, place that hand down. Bring that right knee back in, extend your left leg out to the side. You might need to change position here, that's it. Then take a deep breath in, reach your left arm underneath your right arm. And exhale, reach up to the sky. Inhale, rotate and reach under. And exhale, reach up. Last one. So you should really feel those inner thighs start to stretch out a little bit.
Yeah.
Now place that hand down, bring your left knee back in. Cat dog stretch. Just flexing and extending the spine. Good, perfect. And then walk your hands towards your knees. You're going to sit on your knees for a second so you can stretch out your neck. So just to sit back on your knees, sit down. Or if it's more comfortable to have your legs crossed, you can sit on the step and cross your legs. Then you're going to flex your hands, pushing your hands down to the ground. Roll the shoulders back. So we're going to, so Trinny, either cross-legged, so as if you're just sat, that's it. And I want you to flex your hands, set those shoulders right back. You're going to come into your neck stretch now. So I want you to tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. Take your left hand, place it on the right side of your head and gently pull. Make sure that right shoulder is really pushed down. Good, and then you're going to look down towards your left pocket and then gently pull the back of your head. Come back to the center. Make sure that left hand is pushing down towards the ground, right ear to right shoulder. And take hold of the left side of your head with your right hand and deepen that stretch. Good, and then look down towards your right pocket. Take hold of the back of your head and gently pull. So you're stretching out the muscles surrounding that cervical spine. And then bring your shoulders back. You can clasp your hands together, interlink your fingers, pull the shoulders back. And I want you to look up to the corner of the room. And then gently switch to the other side. Come back to the center. Just roll those shoulders back. Make sure you're sort of flexing the spine as you roll them back and really open out. Just make sure your neck is nice and relaxed. And then you are done. You're ready to start your Monday. You've moved your body.
Thank you.